right, back to work. Spirit of the Most High, Shalom Mashiach Yahushua. Let's go to Matthew, the book of Matthew, 22nd chapter. We're going to read the 23rd verse. Matthew 22nd chapter, the 23rd verse. The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection. We just read about them. And asked him, saying, Master. At least they respect him as, call him Master. Moses said, if a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed unto his brother. So it's like, if a man die, he don't have any children, and his brother's supposed to marry his wife, even if he have a wife, or two wives, or whatever he has. He got to marry his wife and raise up seed for in his brother's name. Raise up seed unto his brother, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 25. I wonder how would women react to this day and time. My brother, he didn't have any children, so I gotta take his woman. I gotta bring up a child in his name. He's not gonna come without him having sexual intercourse with him. Listen to what it says. Go to the law. Deuteronomy 25 and 5. If brethren dwell together, and one of them die, and have no children, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, meaning have sexual intercourse with her, and take her to him to wife. But all you that say you mother can't have more than one woman, say brother, whether he married or not, shall go in unto her, have sex with her, and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of an husband brother unto her. This is the law. This is what they're talking about. This is what they're confronting about. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, like I told you. To keep his brother's name going in the earth. The firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. See? And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders. You don't want to be bothered with it. So let the woman, his brother's wife, go up to the gate unto the elders and say, my husband's brother refuses to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. It's the law. It's called the duty of my husband's brother. And the elders of this city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it, he don't want to go into her to bring seed for his brother. A lot of times, just because he go into a month don't mean that she gonna get pregnant. He gotta have sex with her until she get pregnant and bring forth a seed for his brother's name. Then the elders of his city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it, don't want to be bothered with her, and say, I like not to take her, I don't want to be bothered with her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face. Loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face. and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him that hath his shoe loosed. So that's the law. And that's what they're quoting to a Mashiach Yahushua. Trying to be, conniving, sneaking, conniving, but Mashiach Yahushua is, he already know. If you don't know, but you're going to know. You're going to find out. Going back to the story in Matthew 22 and 23. The same day came to a Mashiach Yahushua, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him if he didn't believe in a resurrection, saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife, and raise up seed unto his brother. So you just heard it. We just went to the law. With their quote. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third unto the 7th. All 7 brothers had it, trying to bring forth seed for the first brother that had it. And last of all, the woman died also. So they all died, and the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? Well, they all had her. So they're trying to, pin him in the corner. Check out our power of Mashiach Yahushua. Mashiach Yahushua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. So you err not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. For in the resurrection they neither marry, nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. When you make that change, they're going to be like the angels of the Most High in heaven. So therefore, how do angels having sex? When you say they're going to be like the angels that are in heaven, say, in the resurrection they neither marry, nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. But you know the Most High's angels are not having sex. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have you not read that which was spoken? Have you not read that which was spoken to you by the Most High, saying, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob? The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. Here's it again. He's the power. This is Mashiach was identifying the name of the Most High too. He said, this is my name forever. He said, have you not, which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. So if you're not of the 12 tribes of Israel, the Most High is not your power. Understand this. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. Everyone that's living. And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees aside and shut them up, when the Pharisees heard that he had shut the Sadducees up, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him. See, they always was tempting him, and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Mashiach said unto him, thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Excuse me. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So that's how we serve the Most High, and how we love the Most High, Now we serve each other, now we love each other as the Israelites. And he said, on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So they tempted him, so here Mashiach Shai, here he come back against them. He said, while the Pharisees were gathered together, Mashiach Shai asked them, saying, what think ye of Mashiach? So you see, he say, Yahushua, he said, what think ye of Mashiach? It's very important. Because there's only one Messiah. And he's letting them know that he's him. There's only one anointed Savior, and that's Mashiach. That's what he's saying. What think ye of Mashiach? The Messiah. Whose son is he? They said to him, son of David. And David comes from the tribe of Judah, like a Mashiach Shai. In Hebrews 7:14 it says, for it is evident, it's a fact that our power sprang out of Judah. Mashiach Shai asked him, say, what think ye of Mashiach? Whose son is he? They said to him, the son of David. He said unto them, how then does David in spirit, through the Spirit, call him Lord, saying, I'm just going to read what it says. I don't really deal with God and Lord because those are Edomite words that they created. But I'm going to read it as it's written. Then, and they made us call them God and Lord. You don't believe it, then you look at the Bibles. Whose pictures in it? Then how then does David in spirit call him Lord, saying, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. If David then called him Lord, how was he his son? Since you want to tempt me with your questions, let me tempt you with this. Say, if David called the Mashiach his Lord, his power, his master, how is he his son? And no man was able to answer him a word, neither does any man from that day on, from that day forth, ask him any more questions. Mashiach Shai got him. He was quoting from Psalms 110:1. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. So David understood that Mashiach Yahushua was his power, going to the Most High on this behalf. You see, most don't even understand it to this day. That's our power. Look at Matthew 24. And we're going to look at verse 30. And then shall appear the signs of the Son of Man, who is Mashiach Yahushua, in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Like he told us in Revelation 1:7. Coincides right with that. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds. These are the chariots of the vehicles, what we call IFOs. And every eye shall see him. Don't worry about nobody telling you that he's over here, he's over there. Because he said every eye gonna see him. I don't care if they drill themselves 50 million miles, if it was 50 million miles in the earth. Every eye gonna see him, Mashiach Yahushua, when he come back. Say, behold, he coming with clouds. He coming with the chariots of the Most High, the IFOs. They call UFOs. We call them identified flying objects. The chariots of the Most High, the angels. Behold, he coming with clouds. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, you know? The Roman soldiers that pierced him, put them stakes in his hands and his feet. And all you out there that's piercing him by not believing on him, you're the same people. And they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so. See? Going back to Matthew 24. Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, who is a Mashiach Yahushua in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Like I say, they're going to wail because of him. Mourn. Wail. They shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of the trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, which the four corners, from one end of heaven, one end of the earth, to the other. And gather us. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. You know summer is near. And that fig tree start bringing forth leaves. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near. They asked him in verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So he gave them, from there you can read on, I'm not dealing with that right now, but you can read on down, he's giving them all the things to watch for. That's going to happen. A lot of these things are happening as we're speaking right now. Verse 33, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. See, heaven and earth. Now we see now going to be a new heavens, new earth. You know that, right? I hope you do. A lot of you think this earth going to last forever. It's deteriorating every day. That's why he told us to go to the last book of Isaiah. The heaven and earth going to pass away, but his words is the words of the Most High. He the word of the Most High. It's going to endure forever. Look at Isaiah 66 and 22. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, said the Most High, so shall your seed and your name remain. New heaven and a new earth. Look at Luke 14. Go to Luke 14. And we're going to look at verse 12. Then said he also to him that bade him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper, call not thy friends, nor thy brethren, neither thy kinsmen, nor thy rich neighbors, lest they also bid thee again, and a recompense be made thee. So don't call your friends and your rich neighbors and your kinsmen. You have a feast, because they're going to reward you like you rewarded them. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and thou shalt be blessed. You shall be blessed. That's why I said when people say you ain't supposed to be dealing with feeding the poor, the maimed, the lame, and the blind, they don't understand the spirit of the Most High. They don't understand how Mashiach Yahushua. You what he said? And thou shalt be blessed. But they cannot recompense thee. They can't reward you. They can't give you nothing back. For thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just. Yeah. You'll be rewarded at the resurrection of the just. And when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these things, he said unto him, Blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of the Most High. So blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of the Most High. Then said he unto him, A certain man made a great supper and bade many. and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. As we tell you, come and learn this truth. So you be preparing yourself for the salvation that's promised to the children of Israel. And they all, with one consent, began to make excuse. Oh, I will be there, but I got to do this first. They all began to make excuse. The first said to me, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excuse. I bought some land. I got to go and check out my land. Have me excuse. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excuse. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So that servant came and showed his master these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor, and the maimed, and the halt, and the blind. And the servant said, Master, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the master said unto the servant, go out unto the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you, that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. See, this, like I said, this is the highest calling that you can be called into. But so many people want to have excuses why they can't do what's necessary to make them viable to the Most High, as He labored to make them perfect, make us perfect, and you push it to the side by not doing what He said do, and doing your own thing. I hope you can make it to the kingdom on your own. That's why He said, and for I say unto you, that none of those men which were bidden, that He called, that the Most High called you to a Mashiach Yahushua, shall taste of my supper. See, men be talking about brothers that's on the street teaching and so forth, like you, it's not something you're supposed to do. That's what He tell them. Go out there and get those that are lame, the poor, and the blind, can't see what's in front of them. That's why He told them in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, verse 20. It says, wisdom crieth without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, places where people are gathering, in the openings of the gates, in the city. She uttered her words, saying, how long, you simple ones, when you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Got people that scorn it. He say, this is where you're going to go, out there in the streets, and call them into the supper. Mashiach Yahushua said, look, you gotta recognize Revelation 3 and 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me. So I told him to go out there and get those that everybody look down upon, and bring them to what? The supper. All those that were called and turn their back on them, say they ain't coming. So you think all Israel gonna be saved? He just told you right there, they ain't coming. He said, I will come into him and will sup with him. Gonna sit down and eat with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame, and am set down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches. See, some don't believe in, like I said, the Sadducees don't believe in the Spirit. They're going to come up with something else pertaining to the Spirit. But the Spirit of the Most High is giving us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in these last days, people. Go to St. John 5, the 5th chapter. St. John, the 5th chapter. And we're going to book it at verse 21. For as the Father raises up the dead and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. See, the Most High gave him that power. That's why he rose up Lazarus. When he rose up Lazarus, what they did? They wanted to kill him. So once he did that, it was like, you got to get rid of this cat. Everybody gonna believe on him. It's all about that envy, jealousy, pride. People looking to uplift themselves, want to be exalted in this wicked and perverse kingdoms. If you understand how serious this is, hopefully you will before it's too late. Mashiach Yahushua was not playing. Look at Matthew 24 and 42. He said, watch, therefore, for ye know not what hour your master does come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he knew when that thief was coming, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, on such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Come like a thief in the night, it tells you. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his master have made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? We servants. But our master, Mashiach Yahushua, has given us power over his household. Who are who? 12 tribes of Israel. Blessed that servant, whom his master, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Finding his work, doing his work. Teaching the children of Israel. Verily I say unto you, truly I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, in his mind, like some men have, my master, the left is coming. He ain't coming. Like, it was told he's supposed to come in 2000. The left is coming. He ain't coming. But it's bugged out. But and if that evil servant, when we say he's coming at an hour you don't know, Scripture tell you coming like a thief in the night. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, which is in mind, my master, the left is coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him. Over and over again, saying the same thing. Remember what he said? Verse 42, watch, therefore, for ye know not what hour your master does come. Say, look. Verse 50, the master of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, cut him up, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. How come people don't see that? How you get love out of that? You say, you're going to cut them asunder. So they're going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And he's giving it, he's laying it out. I don't know what part you're going to get. So you don't see. He's telling you. Look. Matthew 25, verse 29. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. The unprofitable servant will be cast into outer darkness. So there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Crying, going off. Because you done figured out the way. But you really don't know. That's why it's about asking questions to know. That's why he told us in Proverbs 3 and 5. Proverbs 3 and 5. Unprofitable servant. Say, trust in the Most High. While Mashiach Yahushua, with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Lean not unto thine own understanding, the way you think. That's why Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless thinking, and an evil suspicion is overthrown their judgment. That's what it says. Verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. To be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Most High. Be afraid of the Most High. Be scared of the Most High. Keep his laws, statutes, commandments, and depart from evil. Don't allow Satan to come in and direct your path in an evil way. In your thinking, in your speaking, in your actions. That's what happens. All the directions that we need are here in the word of the Most High. That's why it says Isaiah 8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20. That's why it's about change people. To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. If you don't speak according to what the word of the Most High say, ain't no light in you. If all your conversation is of the world, then you worldly. All you love is what the world presents, then you worldly. You don't have no conversation, no spiritual conversation. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. That's not good. That's not good at all. Go to the book of Luke, the 20th chapter. It's the same stories we read about the 7 brothers that took to one woman to bring forth for the first brother that died without any seed. It's the same story, like I say, Matthew, Mark, and Luke generally covers the same stories. So you go to each one, you get a little bit more out of it. So I'm not going to go to the whole thing, I'm going to go right to the point. In Luke 20 and 33. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife of them is she? For 7 had her to wife. Remember, they was trying to bring forth a seed for the first brother that died. And the Mashiach say, answering them, said unto them, the children of this world marry and are given in marriage. But they which shall be accounted worthy to obtain that world and the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage. And you don't have a man and a woman laying down without sex. That consummates marriage. Neither can they die anymore. But they are equal unto the angels and are the children of the Most High, being the children of the resurrection. See? Now that the dead are raised, when even Moses showed at the bush, when he called the Most High Yahweh the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. For he is not a power of the dead, but of the living. For all live unto him. See? Everyone live, every one of us live unto the Most High. If you're going to be righteous, you call yourself righteous, you're going to follow what he says to do. Follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, his rules and regulations. I can't say it enough. So you might get tired of hearing it, but you need to hear it. Most I speak once, say twice, man perceive it not. The way of a man, you think his way is right. And the end thereof is the way of death. So you have to be warned. You have to be told over and over again. Just like a child. Look at St. John 5 and 28. St. John 5 and 28. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good, into the resurrection of life. Those that have done good, to the resurrection of life. And they that have done evil, unto the resurrection of damnation. See? So, those they that have done good, what's good? Romans 7 and 12. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore, the law is good. Excuse me. Wherefore, the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. I jumped to the last verse. Last word, excuse me. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. So those that have done good and keeping the commandments of the Most High, having the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, shall come to the resurrection of life. See? And they that have done evil, unto the resurrection of damnation. So when you look at Revelations, 20th chapter, and we're going to book it at the 12th verse. It says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. See? Books will be open. Like I said, the books are being recorded every day of our life. Everything that we do and think and speak. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it. And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. So everything got to give up the dead that's within them. And they will judge every man according to their works. So everybody going to be judged according to what you do in these mortal bodies. And death and hell will cast into the lake of fire. See, death and hell will be cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. That's when we're going to release Satan. Let him go out there. We're going to follow him now. Okay, well, he's going to go into the lake of fire with him. That's what it says. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. If your name not written in the book of life, will be cast into the lake of fire. That's simple as can be. So either you're going to be resurrected to the resurrection of life, living forever, immortality, eternal life, or you'll be cast into the lake of fire. Just like we read in Isaiah 66 chapter, Revelation 21. I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no sea. You know, the sea covers about three-fourths of the earth. And I, John, saw the holy city of Jerusalem coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Beautiful. Beyond our imaginations. Living in concrete jungles. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. Because everybody comes from the belly of a man, the loins of a man. They shall be his people. The Most High himself shall be with them, and be their power. The Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things are passed away. Hallelujah. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of water of life freely. He that overcometh, that overcome people, shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, you that fear in the things that's of this world, and not the fear of the Most High, and unbelieving, and the abominable, those that break the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars, shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. We just read about it. The name not written in the book of life. You cast into the lake of fire. That's why it's a very deep topic in dealing with the resurrection. Look at John, the 6th chapter, and verse 44. These are Mashiach Shai's words. He said, No man, that means not no man, can come to me except the Father, the Most High, which have sent me, draw him. See, the Most High got to draw you to Mashiach. And I will raise him up at the last day. So he said, you're going to raise him up at the last day. Look at verse 65. And he said, Therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. See? Because he knew that some would not believe on him. But those that believe on him, that's why I said his sheep. He knew who they were. That's why he said, look. About his sheep. Look at Go to St. John, 10th chapter, and verse 26. Well, they want to know, look at verse 24. Then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, How long dost thou make us to doubt? How long are you going to make us not believe? What? If thou be a Mashiach, tell us plainly. It's very important that you understand this, because there's only one Messiah, there's only one anointed, and that's Mashiach Yahushua. He said, if thou be a Mashiach, tell us plainly. Mashiach answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. So the works that I'm doing is in the name of the Most High. They bear witness of him. Say, but ye believe not. Listen, because ye are not of my sheep. As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice. You gotta look for it. See, his sheep come hear his voice. As the word of the Most High. And I know them, and they follow me. So, and I give unto them eternal life. His sheep that follow him. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. Ain't no man gonna pluck Mashiach's sheep out of his hand. Why? See, my Father, which gave them me. We just read that in verse 44 of John the 6th chapter. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all. So they're not the same. I'm telling you, the Most High is greater than all. And no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one. We agree. They're not the same, because he just said, it's greater than all. And also, let me get another one, so some of you out there that's gainsayers, saying, see, I and my Father are one. That's all you heard. So he told us in St. John 14:28. He said, ye have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. So he's saying, he's going away to prepare a place for us. It's already prepared. If you love me, you will rejoice, because I said, I go unto the Father. For my Father is greater than I. Can't get no clearer than that. The Most High is greater than him, so they're not the same. You see, you understand, he said, his sheep hear his voice, and they follow him. Let's go to this 144,000. Go to Revelation 14. Start at verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Both sides. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So this lamb is a Mashiach Yahushua. And I heard a voice from heaven as a voice of many waters. Let me tell you, in a voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, music playing. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts, four archangels, Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, and the elders, 24 elders, each one for each hour of the day. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth. So the only way you're going to learn this song is you part of the 144,000, 12,000 from each of the tribes of Israel. That's written in Revelation 7 and 4 down. Making up to 144,000. Listen, these are they which were not defiled with women. So they weren't defiled with women, but they are virgins. Not meaning they haven't had sex with women, but they're undefiled, untouched. Like Eve, led Adam astray. Get the picture. We're in the last book. So these are they that are undefiled with women. They're not defiled with women. They are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb, who is a Mashiach Yahushua, wheresoever he goeth. It's a sheep that hear his voice and follow him. You hear that? These are they which follow the Lamb, wheresoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. In their mouth was found no guile, but they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. See? And another account of them is in the Apocrypha, the second Ezra, the second chapter. And we're going to start at verse 40. Second Ezra 2 and 40. Second Ezra 2 and 40. It says, take the number of Zion. Zion represents the 12 tribes of Israel. And shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Most High. The number of thy children, whom thou longest for, is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Most High, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Most High Mashiach Yahushua with songs. They're like 144,000. And they're going to sing a song that only they can sing. But they all going to praise the Most High Mashiach Yahushua with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, taller than everyone. And upon every one of their heads, he set crowns. That's powers and authority. He said crowns. And was more exalted. So to be more exalted, you have to be exalted to be more exalted. Which I marvel at greatly. Ezra seeing this in the vision said, wow, marvel at greatly seeing this. So I asked the angel and said, sir,